Hi, welcome to my channel. It's Emilia here. Today I will be creating a any occasion card in blue using Little Birdie Crafts products, mostly anyway. So the card is made out of Aqua Medley collection from Little Birdie Crafts. The papers are mostly in blue, different shades of blue, different patterns, and I have chosen the dark blue paper for my background, the flowery paper for my top layer, and one more paper to cut out some elements. Before I will start making a card, I want to create some embellishments, and for that I'm using Little Birdie Crafts stamp and die cut set. We've got a set of flowers and leaves, and I'm just going to stamp them on vellum and emboss in white. Then I will use a die cut. I will use the cutting dies to cut out my elements. To do that, you will need a piece of vellum, ink, which is like slow drying ink for embossing. Mine is white, and I actually like to use a white ink because then I can see at least a little bit my design on the paper. I also have white embossing powder. You will need some heat tool and the dies. I mean the stamps come with the dies, but if you don't have the dies and you will be doing that technique with different stamps, you can cut out elements with the scissors. I actually like to use the scissors because these elements are quite simple in shape, so it's easy to cut them out with the scissors only. So I decided to make a bunch of these bigger and smaller flowers and some leaves, and I will use them when I will be creating the composition on the card. Before I will start attaching the papers to my card base, I want to use the tracing wheel on the top layer. It just gives an edge of your card interesting detail. Instead of stitching it with the wheel, you just make some very tiny holes near the edges, and yeah, you could use a border die if you have here as well. A part of the papers and the embellishments which I created, I also will be using a chipboard piece from Little Birdie Crafts, and I embossed that in white as well, and some flowers. The Little Birdie flowers are handmade, absolutely beautiful. They most of the papers are made out of the mulberry paper, very sturdy, and they've got absolutely amazing colors. So my card today will be mostly blue. That's why I have a selection of blue flowers. The first step is to attach the paper to the card base, and I'm using glue for that. And then for the second layer, I'm using pieces of chipboard to create dimension between the layers. And then I will be creating my composition. I have a piece of cheesecloth. You can use like a net fabric, some delicate fabric which can give a texture to your composition. And I also have a sisal, which is also called like a fiber, something I think so. I don't remember exactly. I may check that for you. It's like a very thin hair, and I use it underneath my composition usually as well, because like I said, it gives a nice detail to your composition. Then I will make that chipboard embellishment slightly smaller, because I will use only half of it. I don't need the whole piece. I will keep the other piece for another project, and I'm going to attach it on the half of my card. As a base for my floral composition, I'm going to use a doily. I'm attaching it to the card, and then I will place the flowers on top. I will also use those embossed flowers and leaves, and I did them in white because I wanted to make that card slightly lighter, and they are very delicate, so I think they will just add very nice like romantic touch to my card. I'm also using some leaves from the sets with the flowers, and those super small flowers in white, which are actually very cute, and this will be great for just filling the composition. You will see me playing with the elements for a little bit. I will create the composition of bigger and smaller flowers, and then I'm going to add a sentiment which says "just for you." Like I said, that card can be for any occasion, and I just didn't want to add any happy birthday or congratulations because yeah, I will keep it, and if there is an occasion I need a card, I will have it in ready. Yeah, so after creating the composition, I'm just going to add a little bit of gesso to the edges of my flowers, just to blend the whole composition with the background, and then I'm going to add white splats of gesso on the composition and on the card. will be finishing my card in a second, but before I go, I would like to encourage you to visit Little Birdie Crafts store. They've got quite a new website. The store is in US and they've got just fantastic products, so you can check it out. I will link the products I'm using below the video, and you can also visit Little Birdie Crafts on Facebook. They have lots of lovely inspirations there. I want to thank you very much for today. I hope you like the card and you can create something similar. If you do, please tag me on social media, Emilia, Sieradzan or Lady E. I will be happy to see what you have created. I hope you will use that tutorial and make similar card. Thank you very much. Have a lovely creative day. Take care. Bye.